Hey there, welcome to part 2 of creating, we're actually replicating one of the Google's website, which is about stories. In this part, we'll work on the slider that's on the bottom of this page. For now, it's empty. And we'll start where we ended part 1. We will create here a folder, which is feature slides. Inside of it we'll have an index.jsx and a feature slide.jsx. Both of them will be a React function component, and for the feature slides we'll have a couple of things. One is we'll have a state. Let's actually change this. Change to feature slides. We'll have a state. So const use state use state and 0. So we will store here the initial slider that we show, and active feature index, set feature index. Down below we'll have again some components. Here we'll get a class name to be feature slides container, and feature we have an element, and we will pass the feature class name be feature slides left, and we'll have something inside, and we'll have class name feature slides right, and here on the right we'll have a component that will get the active feature index, and it will render the active photo. So function render images and active feature index. It will return feature slides word map, and we'll get some values from them, and it will return an image element. Here we get the image URL and the index, and we render all of them, and then we will display the active photo with the help of the CSS. So we import the class name package, and here will be as primary, and if active feature is equal to index, and let's put this in an object here inside, and we'll add a key since this is an array, and style background image URL $image URL, and that's all for this component. We will render images, and we will pause the active feature index. Cool. Let's see here. For now, nothing, because we didn't import the feature slider. So coming back to the main component, we will import here the feature slides, yeah, feature slides, and close it. Refresh, and still nothing. Still nothing. Here. Slides. Let's see what we got here. So yeah, feature slides. We got the container and the images, but because they are not styled, we don't see them yet. Let's go and write the feature slide. So in this feature slide, we'll use a hook that we wrote some time ago in a previous video. I'll link it down. What this does, it uses the intersection observer, and it returns back if an element is visible or not visible on the screen. I'll have the code down in the description on the GitHub. You can go and copy and paste this hook or find something similar on the internet. So here we'll first need to create a class name, the feature slide, and inside of it we'll have an h3 and the paragraph, and the feature slide will take some arguments, so a title, a description, and an index, and a function to update the current index. So for the h3 we will pass in the title, for the paragraph we'll pass in the description. Let's save, and we'll need to add some class names to the elements. So feature slide title, and class name feature slide description. We kind of use of the BEM methodology. We'll need to create a reference, so we'll use ref import, pass it by default to null. We pass it to the root of the component, the reference, and in a use effect, we have here we say that if something gonna happen, so we need to use the use on screen hook. It receives a reference and it returns a boolean, so if it's on screen, for example, yeah, and we will run this use effect when this changes, so on screen and index, and we check inside of this. So if on screen, we update active image with index. Let's see if we got here the text at least. Still not the text, because we didn't use this component yet. So here in the left we iterate through feature slides map, and we return the feature slide, and here we'll have the feature and an index, and we pass them to key feature image URL, title, which is feature title, and description, which is feature description, index, this index, and we pass the update active image to update our state. So feature index, we save, we come back, we see that our text at least is displayed. Next we need to style. So for this we'll go to home, here, and let's add feature slides container. So it's a display grid, a grid template columns of repeat 2 columns and auto size feature slide. Both of them will be the slide will have the height to be 100 viewport height. We display flex direction to be column, justify content to be center, width 60 pixels, and we align on the center the flex content, margin 0 auto. Next, for the feature slide title, we got font size to be quite big, so viewport width, with text transform to be uppercase, font weight 900, and we give the font family to be Fugaz 1 is cursive, and if we come back we see the font applied to the text. Let's style the description. So feature slide description, font size 1.5 rem, margin top be 30 pixels, and a line height of about 1.3. Refresh, scroll. Yep, we already get the vibe of the scrolls. So yep. Let's go and style the feature slide right. So here, feature slide right, we'll give it again as 100 viewport height, overflow to be hidden, position relative, and for the image we give it a width of 100%, a height of 100%, background position to be center, background repeat to be no repeat, background size be cover, then we give it all of them opacity of 0, transition all 1 sec for easy in out, transform initial transform to be scale 1.3, position absolute, top to be 0, and 1 is primary. As primary we give it opacity to be 1 and transform scale 1.1. Let's refresh, and nothing seen here. Feature slide right is a primary because I think we didn't feature slides right. Again, I think I wrong slide. feature slides. Yeah, feature slides. Yeah, we got it. So we have the left and the right side to be visible, and if you can see, we also have the hook work. We change the index and the photo gets updated. Now it's time to use GSAP to scroll trigger the right side of the slider, which is the photo. So in here, yeah, we'll create a new effect, which is an arrow function, an array. We'll need few references, so ref, use ref, const feature slider ref as a null, const feature slides right ref, which is a use ref null, and we should pass them to the component. So ref feature slide ref, and here ref feature slides right ref. And in our use effect, we'll use the GSAP. So import GSAP from GSAP, and here we will create again a function, top trigger, and here const master, which is a GSAP timeline, and master that add stop scroll, yeah, stop scroll stop trigger is a function. We save. Inside of our stop trigger, we create a timeline with a GSAP timeline. Inside the timeline, we use the scroll trigger, which is an object, and we say that we need this reference, and we start again on the top of the element and the top of the viewport, and we end when the scroll ends the size or the height of the whole element. So plus equal dollar feature slider ref dot current dot offset height. We save. We need as well to say that it's a scrub true and a pin true. I think this should work. Let's refresh. We got here. We have the image scrolled. Then we have images changes. Yep, it's working. And now we need to add the footer to have to see that the sliders stop from triggering and goes up. So for this, we will need to add in our main component here an element. So div class name to be footer, build your ideal story today, and in our home CSS write few lines of CSS. So for the footer, we have a margin top to be 100 pixels, height to be around 70 viewport height, background color is a nice bluish color to 85ADE. Display flex, align items flex and padding 100 pixels, color to be white, font size to be 3 rems, and the font weight to be 600. We save. Here is scale. We save. Yeah, there is also a bug. Yeah, we got. So scrolling from the top, we get the slider pinned on the top. We have these effects thanks to the intersection observer API from the browser, and then when the height finish of the scroll, it's unpinned and it scrolls up, and the footer is get revealed. We forgot about one small thing. We need to transform or get back the background here to be white. So in our hero footer, we'll need use reference null. So ref equals to this. We assign the ref to the element, and in an use effect, we import the GSAP. So import GSAP from GSAP. We create a timeline here, so const timeline equals to GSAP timeline. We say that timeline to hero container, and we transform the background color to white and duration to be about 0.25 seconds, and for one is -2 equal to not working. Oh yeah. We need to add here the scroll triggers. So triggers the phone, the ref.current, and we start the top of the element and the center of the viewport. We scrub, and this time we don't pin it. We need this timeline to be triggered on these properties. So let's save. Moving back, we have the background turning black and turning white back, and then everything is as it is.